Hey heroes, welcome in. We are your hosts for hire. I am Kyle Cage. This is Lucas Rand. So we released an episode where we were just kind of chilling out, and we really enjoyed that concept. It felt more natural,
Yeah.
kind of what we do on a daily basis anyway. So this is kind of along those same lines. We're just going to be discussing random
Chillin'
things.
part 2.
Yeah, we're uh,
Gonna
we're gonna have
chill again.
we're gonna invite Colin into our chill sesh this time. We're gonna have some topics that he has for us. He's
Old Colin the Penguin, and he's filled with topics and so many questions in there.
yeah.
And we're gonna
So
try to answer some.
yeah, and make sure you get in the comments, answer these questions with us. We really want to hear your feedback. Tell us anything that you want us to add into Colin that you want to hear our takes on.
He's a
But
hungry penguin.
yeah, let's get into it. Oh, first, make sure to head over to Hosts4Hire
Yes,
podcast.
please.
Host 4 with the number 4 higher podcast. We're trying to push that subscriptions to 10K if you could help us get there. But
We
yeah,
thought we
let's
were gonna get there way sooner, didn't we? We were like, we hit up to like 5K, and we were like, let's push for 10. And this 10K, guys, has been elusive. So help your
yeah.
boys out. Tell your kids, tell your wives, tell your husbands, because we're trying to talk to everybody out here. All right,
Let's
Colin.
see what Colin's got to say for us.
Let us pull from the old hat. And let's see. Topic number 1 for today, Kyle. Ooh. Like top deaths in all of comics or media in general. I wrote
Most
this relatively vaguely.
so like most memorable, most
Just yeah,
impactful,
just
kind
like
of
the most
just
like
the ones
what's
that
made
pop
you
into your
cry,
head.
man?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what are the ones that have really hit you?
First off, I want to know, everyone put in the comments, what's the first thing that pops into your mind when you think of this? I want to know.
All right. Do you have one right off the
I
top?
do. Right off the top is the Iron Giant.
Oh, not what I thought.
Superman as he flies into the
Nice.
nuke. As a child,
Nice.
that made me understand how important self-sacrifice can be.
My brain wasn't even there, but that's a great one. The first one that my brain thought of was Gwen Stacy, the Amazing Spider-Man. Uh,
Snap crack.
Not only that, like scene, the beauty of the whole like the whole like 15 minutes that like they kind of take to like do her death arc, where like it shows the web in like the shape of the hand, like that like slow mo like going through everything, like her like breaking, him weeping, the months, weeks, like year that goes by with him like standing at her grave, bruh. That's right now. I'm getting emotional.
I'm
It's
getting chills.
so emotional, dude.
And
It
then
gets me 100% of the time. I've seen
and
that
what's
movie so many times.
what I really love about that one too is how they bring it full circle back around in No Way Home when he
Mm.
catches MJ.
Oh, in the theaters, dude. I was
Sobbing,
I was a
sobbing.
puddle. I was just a puddle. Like, that was so good.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think I
so
think
good.
that like that death, you're right, is
Full
amazing. I
circle.
think them full circling it makes it one of the better ones that we've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Where she looks at
Yeah.
him and is like, "Are you okay?" I was like,
Yeah.
"No."
No, no, none of us are. No one who was born in the 90s is okay right now.
Yeah, that was
uh
extremely good.
that reminds me, another like
But let's
more
think of some more because this is pretty
comic
cool.
booky ones, like
Dude, you
almost like
taking get out of my head. I was just about to say let's split it off into like, let's think of some comic book ones, some more like movie ones.
like
You
for me
know,
personally, I know you're not like a huge fan, but like the in like Rorschach being exploded in the
mm,
Watchmen was like,
still.
it's oof. It's in the movie it was really good, but when I read it in the comics, I was distraught. I was upset. Like the only one that wants to tell the fucking truth gets exploded. Fuck the
Yeah,
world.
yeah. Uh, it. Let's see some good comic ones. What are some good comic ones that come to my mind? You guys get in our comments and
Yeah,
tell us like what
please.
are some like comic book deaths that like you just haven't recovered from. One like a more recent one that is really good that comes to mind is in Deceased when Batman gets infected and
Mm,
Alfred has to be the one that kills him when like he finally turns. That shit got me, man. That shit like had me like
that was tough.
trembling.
Yeah.
Reading that, just be like,
And there's like, the big ones going along with Batman too. There's Jason Todd, like that's a pretty big one. The death and return of Red Hood and like that
Yep.
whole arc. Very, very popular and famous.
Nightwing getting
But
killed by Damien.
hmm in the
That's another like
Injustice.
crazy, just
Oh,
like that one is. I was actually thinking, that one is so good because it's so unceremonious.
hmm
A lot of these other deaths are very ceremonious. Like Batman
there's a lot of
turning, it's
build up.
slow. It's very build up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Uh, with Nightwing, it's just like a everyday thing that Damien does, throwing that like baton at the back of his head. He catches it. They move on, and it's just one day he didn't, and then like he just falls over dead. Like there's no like, I don't know. It's
That's
so sudden.
heartbreaking.
It's so
Yeah.
like oh no no like no. And yeah, no, that one's bad too
You know,
because Batman's reaction is like awful.
yeah,
Like
because it's his
like
firstborn son. Like it's how he views it. Like
it's
it's
bad.
tough. One that's interesting. That's kind of a bit of both, where there was some build up, but it was also kind of like unexpected and sudden. Was Johnny trying to stopping the Annihilation Wave, where
Yes,
like it
that was
almost
badass though.
yeah, it almost feels like he's gonna successfully do it without dying. That he's just gonna be able to like succeed, and then he
Yeah,
sacrifices himself. But what the bigger one about that is the aftermath with Franklin
agreed.
and Peter. That scene of Peter talking to Franklin, like that is one of the most impactful comic book panels I've read in my life.
There's
Like,
that one, and there's multiple too, because there's that
mhm.
one where Peter's like, going through his experience with his Uncle Ben and Franklin's experience with his Uncle Johnny. But there's the other one that I like a lot, which is when Thing is fighting against Thor. Like Thing is like on his rampage, and like Thor's getting like upset, and then like Hulk. It's Thor and
Yeah,
Hulk,
it's Thor and
and
Hulk.
then Thing
Yeah.
just starts like beating on Hulk, and Hulk just like puts his hand up to Thor and just like lets Thing beat on him until he just starts weeping, and then they like all hug. That's comics right there. That's like comics
hmm
beauty. Like so many people that don't like comic books and like just kind of like scoff at the idea of like being into it as an adult only can see the like childish aspects of comic books and not these like extremely deep journeys that certain characters go on, which like if you love novels and you love like any of that,
Stories.
it's the
It's
same
just
thing.
stories about grief, about loss, about
Yeah,
struggle,
yeah.
adversity. It's the same thing, just in a different
Sometimes the
medium.
three strongest bros in all of comics just have to cry and hug each
And
other.
that's
Like
the
that
other
shit is
thing, is like it
so
makes,
good, bro.
like positive masculinity okay, and like I don't know, it
100%.
pushes a lot of really good concepts, not just for kids but for adults as well who forgot those lessons,
Now I'm on this topic. Now I'm thinking of death. Now I'm on the topic of death. Tony Stark,
Oh,
Endgame. That's another one
bro.
that like, recent and in theaters, like I knew it was gonna come and I still just wept,
Yeah.
like in the theater. Um
Oh my God, Sir Patrick Stewart in Logan. Oof, chills again every time.
Logan in
Like,
Logan, but
yeah,
Patrick
but
Stewart in
Patrick
Logan, dude.
Stewart.
And the scene where Wolverine is like, it wasn't me. Like it wasn't me. Like that. Oh, that right now that just like brings tears
It's
to my eyes,
yeah,
bro.
chills, whole body chills every time I think
Oh,
of that scene. It's too good.
that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, one outside of comic books that really affected me was Caesar from Planet of the Apes.
Another
Ape
banger.
apes together strong. All right.
Dude, that's another one that like sudden. They make
hmm
it the whole way. It's supposed to be happy. And it is happy.
Yeah,
And then it's
that
so unbelievably sad, dude.
uh
Matt
well,
Reeves,
mm-mm. I that's why, like, after how good those movies were, I was a lot less worried about the Batman.
Batman, agreed.
Like,
100%
I
agreed.
was like,
Those were
oh, I don't know
fantastic.
this
Damn,
guy in the
you got
great.
your finger on the pulse of death right now. Give me another one.
Let's see here. Let's try and
Oh,
branch
here's
out
a good
again.
one. Wally from Young Justice. I know you haven't seen Young Justice all the way
All
through.
the way through, yeah.
In season 2, I believe it's at the end where there's like this like big like explode planet ending explosion, and
Hmm.
all the flashes, there's like multiple flashes, and they're like running against the like, they're running backwards against the like bomb. Classic comic book shit.
Yep.
Uh, but Wally isn't fast enough to keep up with them. So like all the discharge from the explosion is like going
He's
onto him.
absorbing it.
Like he's the one absorbing it because he's not as fast as the other ones. Oh, it's so sad, dude. And they can't stop, and they're noticing him. Like I think
Hmm.
there's a part where Flash says to the other one, it's Flash, Impulse, and Wally, and he's like, "Hey, we have to slow down," but like they can't slow down, and it's just so sad, dude.
Ah,
Ah!
that's tough. That's really tough. One that I feel like will get roasted if we don't mention is Aerith Gainsborough, um,
Oh,
from Final Fantasy
yeah,
VII.
gaming. Bring in the gaming tragedy. There, there's
Like
there's multifacets of tragedy. That's a really
well,
good one.
I feel like
Zach,
Zack is a really good one too, especially in Crisis Core.
her more
Mm,
tragic, his more badass.
yeah,
Like that
where you
final
just
stand death.
where you just fight until you can't anymore, and then
Yeah,
keep fighting.
that's
Mm.
that.
Yeah,
Mm,
but again, I felt like we had to at least mention Aerith because it's one of the most famous deaths in like this kind of
facts,
medium or media,
facts.
but also that like it's a very impactful death. Like
Yeah, and again, if you're a '90s kid, formative to your experience of
yeah,
of life.
more recently, going kind of along those lines too is like um God of War, like Brock from God of War.
Brock.
That
Oh
little
my
blue
god.
bastard, that vulgar little blue bastard.
Again, I love the way that we've developed in like writing and these things,
Mhm.
because there's like a lot of these that we've been mentioning that is just like tragic in its nature of the death. But there's a lot of them that comes like this one, in my opinion. It's the aftermath that
It's
makes it
Sindri.
so
It's
sad. It's
Sindri
Sindri.
having to
Yes.
deal with his death.
The
And
rage and the darkness that takes over Sindri makes like you as the player, it impacts so hard, dude.
it makes you want to just grab Sindri
The
and hold him
oh,
tight.
the end of that game, it was such a magnificent game, and it almost felt so empty because
Mhm.
like ah,
It was like hopeless without
because the very
the
last thing you do in the
dwarves.
game is Brock's funeral, and it
Yeah.
just like it leaves with such a sadness and a wanting more.
Mm.
That's a good one. What's in
Yeah.
that? Let me do one.
I was about to say, let us know, guys, what you guys what your favorites are.
I want one. Let me see. Badass Craven, Spider-Man
Oh,
2. That is
yes.
like that version of Craven is like one of my very favorite
Like you're saying,
Cravens
not so
of
much
all
tragic, but
time.
holy shit, that was cool.
No, that one's like not tragic at all, but like his like his whole purpose being wanting a worthy death
Hmm.
from a worthy creature. So badass. When it finally kills him, I was just like, ha, 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 ha!
Yeah.
Like yes. Uh, but back on the tragedy tip, I got one, Kyle. I got one. I got one. And this isn't really a death yet, I suppose. But
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts Sora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, I have I can honestly say I've never cried as hard as I have cried at something at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 when Sora disappears. When like after warning and warning and warning and warning and then telling him that he's playing with like saving people too much and like losing little pieces of himself,
Then
and
it
he just
doesn't
like
matter.
disappears at the end, bro.
He'd say
Nope.
he's willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good.
I'll tell you this. This was years ago, and after I finished that game, I literally just like I gently put the controller down on my couch. I like sat back and just like stoically wept for like 20 minutes. I was just like staring at my wall, just like there's nothing left.
Well, like that's the end of something that we've been playing our whole lives, 20 years of
Not just that, it is
like
without a doubt my favorite video game series, my favorite story
yeah.
of like all time. And dude, like that ending truly broke me. I know that it's not permanent. I know that he's in
Yeah.
like the like place of waiting or whatever it's called, and
Yeah.
uh
Oh, what's weird is in the after with the Azora, he's like in a different universe now or something. It's weird. I don't
right,
know.
yeah, it's all weird. it's all
Yeah.
it's
Kingdom
all
Hearts.
Nobuo Uematsu. You know, it's all
Yeah,
very
it's Kingdom Hearts. It's
but man, that
very
is
impactful. Yeah.
yes. Uh
Especially when it was like
man, I
Donald and
can't think of
Goofy
another.
reacting.
Also, speaking of Donald, is the Donald Zeta flare?
Oh, only only character in any Square Enix ever to use the
Actually,
move
there
Zeta
is
Flare.
now another one in
There's now
16.
another. Okay.
Yeah, there's two characters that have used Zeta Flare, and it is the God of Dragons and
And
Donald
Donald
Duck,
Duck.
the Mighty.
This is the most powerful black mage in all of lore.
For years, because 16 came out relatively
No,
recently, so for
even
years he was
even now, the kid,
unmatched.
the god of dragons is not a black mage. He's a god of dragons. Donald is still the only black mage to be able to utilize a move that powerful.
This is true, and it did take his whole life force, which begs the question: does Goofy have an ability that will take up his entire life force that he can exude as well? And if so, what is it? Get in our comments. Let's debate.
Yes.
Let's speculate, because it's got to be some crazy yucking type move, dude. That can take up all his yucks and leave nothing left, dude.
I imagine it's something defensive, like he could block a Zeta flare.
Oh, Donald, Goofy just dives in front. He's like, "No, I was doing it at the back." He's like, "Oh shit, sorry. I thought we were."
Was- I got a little confused. I just wanted to protect.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, that's good
What are
stuff.
some more? You guys tell us in the comments. What are some like just like really badass deaths? Really like impactful. Like what's made you cry? Let's talk about manly tears. Let's
But
talk about that in
but
the comments.
again, like if you can't think of any that are outside of the ones we talked about, what are some ones that are like awesome that like I'm terrible with names of villains, especially in the uh Elder Scrolls games,
Mm,
but there's one boss in Bloodborne that I enjoyed fighting so much. Like the death sequence and like every how it all played out was just so fun to play through. Anything like that too, Like
dude,
if anything, any like boss fights that you had fun playing, like
you haven't played through Wukong yet, but
mm-mm.
the final boss of Wukong. You guys, tell me if you agree with this in the comments, because if you've played and you've played through all of Wukong, try to not spoil it, but it is, I think, the best fight ever made in a game. It's so
Damn.
new. There's mechanics that have never been used before. It's so interactive with what you're specifically using, abilities you're using, timing of what you're doing. Like,
I guess I gotta download Black Myth Wukong and start playing
bro,
it.
bro, you do. It's so cool. 'Cause I don't want to say anything to ruin it for you, but like, it's so cool, man. Like, there's like one part that I will reveal is I think it's a scripted part of the fight where you're coming down on him with like your like big like slam down move, and he just catches your, because you're Wukong, right? So
Yeah,
you have
your
your big
staff.
staff.
Yeah.
He like catches your staff, takes it from your hands, and it like stops the fight, and it like does this like little like scene. He like rips it from your hands. He like looks at it, does like a cool little spin with it, and then throws it back to you, and is "Hmm, like get like do better."
Oh.
Like, dude, it's so cool, man. Like, I was playing that shit, just being like, huh? Like, locked in. Never been so locked in. You guys, please
Yeah.
tell me if
Man,
you've
that'd be
played
a
this and
hang
you
on,
know this boss
that'd be a
fight.
whole I just thought that'd be a whole other fucking topic we could talk about is best boss fights that we've played
Dude,
that we've
oh,
seen and fought.
dude,
Like most
dude.
entertaining to watch. Like
You
let
know,
us
and
know if
actually,
you
we
want
were
to
just
see us do
talking
an episode on
16.
that.
16, another one that is just filled with just the most cinematic boss fights.
All right, it's settled. We're
Cinematic
doing
fighting.
a boss fights compilation. We're gonna try and
Hell
make
yeah.
collate a list of the best boss fights in the comments below. Let us know which boss fights you want to see added to the list. If you put them in there, we'll add it to the list and we'll shout you out when we do the episode. So
Yeah,
please get in our
absolutely.
comments and let us know what your favorite boss fights from video games are so we can shout you out in the next episode.
Hell yeah. This is why you're the boss. Hey, let's pick another topic, shall
Yeah,
we?
let's
That
do
was a good
another.
one. We really delved deep in that one. That was
Yeah,
great.
we went a little hard. Let's do one more topic and then maybe we'll let these people go.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Kyle, this is an interesting one. How do you rank the MCU's phases? Best to worst. So, phase 1 being
Iron Man through
Iron Man through
Avengers.
Avengers, right?
Yeah, and
Phase 2
then
being like the twos, Iron Man 2, or no, not Iron Man 2, like Thor 2,
uh
Captain America 2,
Thor or Iron Man 3 technically,
yep,
and
Iron Man
then
3, up to
through
Civil
like
War,
Age of Ultron.
or oh yeah, all right, up to Age
Yeah.
of Ultron. Phase 3, I guess, would be from
Is
that point till
Civil War
Endgame.
to Endgame.
Endgame,
Yep, and then 4 being from Endgame, the end of Endgame until
No Way Home, right?
No Way Home.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
or
it was
like
no Wakanda Forever.
yeah, Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. Yeah, and then Attorney at Law, She-Hulk.
All right, and then Phase 5 is where we're at now.
Yeah, and
So
we're
I
I
mean,
think we're
just
about to
me,
end
man, and I
phase
just gotta
5.
say, just for me, I gotta put Phase 5 at the bottom right now.
Same.
Gotta
I
put it
just
at the bottom. I don't know if
yeah.
it's nostalgia speaking. I don't know if it's just you guys get at us, but for me, Phase 5 at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then who? I'm curious to hear yours. I think it might go Phase 5 for me. Phase 2.
So I'm gonna actually start at the top. Phase 3 is the best for me.
Yes, no doubt.
Phase 3 is the best.
So yeah,
It's
Phase
just
3 and Phase 5 are top and bottom.
top and bottom for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
For
no doubt.
me, I think it's gonna go 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. So 3 being the best, 2 being the second best, 1 being the third best, and then 4 and then 5. Because 3 for sure, because it has Endgame, Infinity War. It also has No Way Home in it.
Or
4
Far From Home, rather. No Way Home is in
Sorry, Far
Phase
From Home.
4.
Phase 4 has No Way Home, which is what puts it up really high for me. Shang-Chi
Shang-Chi,
was
yeah,
really
no,
good.
that's
That was in
true.
phase 4.
I'm a
Like,
personal big fan of the Eternals. I know Phase 4 kind of got a lot of hate, but like I feel
yeah.
like personally it was better than Phase 1. We just have love for
Yeah.
Phase 1 because Phase 1 started,
Started it.
which
So
like
if you're right, if
does
I'm
give
being
it more
honest,
accolades, but
if
like
if I'm being honest as far as quality goes, you're right. Mine would probably be 3, 2, 4, 1, 5.
mm, very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. You guys tell us what your hierarchy is.
Do you agree
You
with
know,
that? How would you put
I,
3
I
for
think
sure, 5 at the bottom
yep, so I think I would go 3, 2, 4, 1, 5.
as well?
Because
Yeah.
is that what you said?
Yeah, so I switched it. At first, it was three,
Okay.
two, one, four, five. But you convinced. Yeah, after naming a few
Yeah,
projects in
because
Phase
2
4,
has
it
like
puts it
Winter
up high.
Soldier in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
Which
which is just
that
arguably the
alone is one
best
of the.
one.
Yeah, it's one of the
You
best,
know.
if not the best, standalone movie or like small team up movie. Like
Yeah.
Civil War, I would consider like an Avengers movie. Avengers
And then
Light.
I love Age of Ultron
Yes.
personally. So
Mm-hmm.
like so that's like super huge for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys tell us your ranking. Where do you sit with these movies? Do you guys agree with us? Are you like, whoa, how dare you besmirch Phase 1 like that? Tell us
Yeah.
how you feel. Tell us what your favorite comic book deaths are, your favorite movie deaths, gaming
Video
deaths,
games. Yes.
all of these deaths. We want to hear about your deaths. Oh my God, you know what just came into my mind? Speaking of, it's the most tragic death of all, Kyle. Bing Bong. Bing Bong from Inside Out, Kyle. Have you
See,
not seen Inside Out, Kyle?
it's one of my
You
great
guys.
shames. It's one of my great shames. Shame me. I deserve it. I do know
Bing
I deserve it. I've never
Bong.
seen either of them.
Bing Bong. Bing Bong. Oh, Kyle. It's the best character possible. Think of the best being giving his last so you could make it out. That's Bing Bong.
Ugh.
and being so excited for you in the genuineness of his heart. Uh, you
God,
guys
as soon as
tell Kyle about Bing Bong in the comments. Put,
you know,
hashtag respect Bing Bong.
you bring up animated stuff. L from Up. For how small that sequence was, it had more impact than it had any right to have.
Well,
It was like four
you're
and a
not
half
wrong.
minutes into a children's movie, and I was weeping uncontrollably. That's not okay.
You're 100% right. Now there's like all this like this whole new thing because like Coco, Soul.
Mm-hmm.
When he's singing to that old man in Coco, Kyle, kids don't do drugs. But I might have been on some, and I was watching that movie. And when he's singing to that old man as the old man is disappearing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Oh, it was too
Travesty.
much.
All right.
It was. I'll say that, dude. It was too much. I was that old man, dude. I was fading away.
It seems it seems you've yet to recover from it.
Don't talk to me about Coco, okay? But please, you guys, talk to us about Coco. Talk to us about all of these things because we
Anything and
want to interact
everything.
with you.
Yeah, we do appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, please give us a follow at Hosts4Hire podcast. That's Hosts4Hire with the number 4 on all socials. We generally post on YouTube and TikTok. We're trying to really push things there. So just tell everyone about it, and we hope to see you guys with the next episode. Give us some suggestions so that we
Yes,
can talk about what
please.
you want us to talk about, and we can just interact with you and create a community. Again, we do appreciate you stopping by, and we will catch you with the next episode.
Peace.